Hello, garden lovers. Welcome back to Time for Gardening. Spring is officially in the air, and there is absolutely nothing like the magic of a blooming cottage garden to wake up your outdoor space. If you've been dreaming of that romantic, overgrown look but you're working with a smaller backyard or patio, this video is for you. Today, I'm sharing 20 unique and rustic inspirations to help you design a small cottage garden filled with blooming flowers and timeless charm. Make sure you stick around until the very end, because our final tip is the ultimate secret to making your garden smell just as beautiful as it looks. Let's get growing. An old, weathered wooden ladder isn't just a relic of the past. It's a vertical stage waiting for a floral performance. By leaning this rustic piece against a sun-drenched brick wall, you instantly gain multiple tiers of planting space without breaking ground, making it an ideal solution for smaller patio corners. Building on this height, you can adorn each step with terracotta pots that grow more beautiful as they age and develop a natural patina. When you fill these pots with cascading blue lobelia and vibrant petunias, the flowers spill over the edges like a living waterfall, drawing the eye upward and creating a sense of abundance in a compact footprint. To truly capture that timeless cottage feel, we must look toward natural textures that harmonize with the earth. Replacing cold, plastic garden edging with hand-woven willow or hazel hurdles adds an organic, artisanal touch that feels as though it has been part of the landscape for centuries. This rustic framework does more than just define your flower beds. It provides a sturdy, breathable boundary that gently cradles your blooms. As the willow weathers to a soft silver gray, it creates a stunning neutral backdrop that allows the vivid greens and bright petals of your spring perennials to truly pop against the woven wood. A garden is a journey, and nothing invites exploration like a winding path made of soft pea gravel. This simple material provides a satisfying crunch underfoot, guiding guests through the lush foliage, while maintaining a relaxed, informal vibe that is the hallmark of any successful cottage design. To elevate this experience from visual to sensory, tuck creeping thyme into the gaps between the stones or flagstones. As you walk, your footsteps will lightly bruise the leaves, releasing a refreshing herbal fragrance that lingers in the spring air, turning a simple stroll into a moment of aromatherapy. There is a certain honesty in galvanized steel that perfectly complements the wildness of a cottage garden. By grouping vintage zinc buckets of varying heights, you create a rustic vignette that feels curated yet effortless, echoing the charm of an old American farmhouse. Within these metallic vessels, the soft, airy texture of Queen Anne's lace balances the tall, stately presence of Foxgloves. This combination of industrial salvage and delicate flora creates a sophisticated contrast, proving that you don't need expensive planters to make a high-impact visual statement. Every garden deserves a grand entrance, and a heavy timber arbor provides the perfect structural bones for a romantic threshold. When placed over a gate or a transition point, it acts as a literal doorway into your private sanctuary, framing the view of the blooming beauty that lies ahead. To complete this fairy tale look, train David Austin climbing roses to weave through the timber beams. By late spring, the arch will be heavy with fragrant, many-petaled blooms that create a scented tunnel, welcoming both you and the local pollinators with their intoxicating perfume and classic elegance. The secret to a cottage garden that feels like a dream is a carefully curated color palette. By focusing on soft pinks, creamy whites, and misty lavenders, you create a visual meadow that feels cohesive and soothing to the soul, especially during the bright light of a spring afternoon. As you layer peonies with their ruffled petals alongside the tall, architectural spikes of delphiniums, the garden begins to take on a painterly quality. This intentional use of color prevents the ordered chaos of a cottage garden from feeling messy, ensuring that every corner of your small space feels intentional and serene. Incorporating driftwood into your garden beds adds an element of raw, sculptural beauty that connects the land to the sea. These sun-bleached, twisted forms provide a permanent structure that remains interesting even before the first spring bulbs begin to peek through the soil. When surrounded by a sea of delicate, sky-blue forget-me-nots, the rugged texture of the wood stands out in beautiful relief. This interplay between the ancient, weathered wood and the fleeting tiny blossoms reminds us of the delicate balance of nature, making your garden feel like a found treasure. A cottage garden should nourish both the eyes and the palate, and mixing edible flowers into your borders is the ultimate way to achieve functional beauty. Planting vibrant nasturtiums and sunny calendula alongside your traditional perennials ensures that every square inch of your soil is working twice as hard. Beyond their beauty, these edible gems bring a burst of flavor and color to your spring salads and teas. This potager style of gardening honors the tradition of self-sufficiency, turning your small backyard into a boutique farm that looks as good as it tastes. An old wooden or metal wheelbarrow is more than just a tool. It's a mobile masterpiece that adds a touch of whimsical nostalgia to your lawn. By repurposing it as a planter, you create a focal point that can be moved to catch the best spring sun, or to hide a temporary bare patch in your garden beds. To achieve a professional look, follow the thriller, filler, and spiller rule. Place a tall, dramatic plant in the center, surround it with mounding colorful blooms, and let ivy or bacopa trail over the sides. This layered approach creates a lush, overflowing effect that embodies the abundance of the season. For those gardening in the smallest of spaces, the window box is a tiny canvas with infinite potential. By designing a fairy garden at eye level, you bring the magic of the cottage aesthetic directly to your windows, allowing you to enjoy the view from both inside and out. Using miniature daisies and soft carpets of moss, you can create a small-scale landscape that feels like a hidden world. These tiny details invite viewers to slow down and look closer, proving that you don't need an acre of land to tell a compelling horticultural story. A bird bath is often the soul of a garden, providing a much-needed water source for our feathered friends. By placing a weathered stone bath in the center of a dedicated island bed, you create a dynamic focal point that brings movement and life into your outdoor space. Surrounding the base with bee balm, also known as Monarda, ensures that your bird bath isn't just for birds, but a magnet for hummingbirds and butterflies too. The bright, shaggy blooms of the bee balm create a vibrant ring of color that celebrates the biodiversity of a healthy spring garden. Dry stack stone walls offer a rugged, grounded feel that perfectly anchors the soft, billowy plants of a cottage garden. These walls provide essential structure and height, allowing you to create tiered levels that make a small garden feel much larger and more complex. The real magic happens when you plant rock cress or aubrietta in the tiny crevices between the stones. Over time, the flowers leak down the wall in a purple or pink cascade, softening the hard edges of the rock and making the entire structure look like a living, breathing part of the earth. Sometimes, the most enchanting part of a garden is what lies behind a closed door. Utilizing a reclaimed vintage door as a standalone gate, even if it doesn't lead to a building, creates a sense of mystery and secret garden charm that is impossible to ignore. To integrate the door into the landscape, allow a vigorous clematis to vine around the frame. The contrast between the peeling paint of the wood and the velvety, star-shaped flowers creates a romantic, shabby chic aesthetic that feels both storied and deeply personal. When horizontal space is at a premium, we must look upward, and a terracotta pot pyramid is a classic architectural solution. By stacking pots of decreasing size, you create a vertical tower that provides plenty of drainage and a unique silhouette for your patio or porch. This setup is perfect for mixing kitchen herbs with ornamental flowers, such as placing rosemary at the top and trailing pansies at the base. The warm, earthy tones of the terracotta provide a rhythmic repetition that brings a sense of order to the wilder elements of your garden design. is perhaps no plant more synonymous with cottage charm than lavender. Lining your main walkway with rows of Munstead or Hitcoat lavender creates a visual blue ribbon path that defines your garden structure with soft, silvery foliage. As you brush past the plants on your way to the door, the fragrance acts as a natural stress reliever. This scent trail doesn't just benefit the gardener. It also serves as a vital runway for honeybees, making your entrance a buzzing hub of life and sweet-smelling tranquility. Injecting a bit of personality into your design can be as simple as painting an old vintage bicycle. This whimsical touch adds a pop of color and a sense of upcycled creativity that resonates deeply with the modern, eco-conscious gardener. Filling the front basket and rear panniers with overflowing red or pink geraniums turns the bike into a stationary floral parade. It's a conversation starter that brings a smile to every passerby, proving that gardening should, above all else, be a source of joy. Every cottage garden needs a place to pause and reflect, and a secluded bench nook offers the perfect escape. Tucking a wrought iron bench under the canopy of a weeping tree or a fragrant lilac bush creates a private room within your garden that feels miles away from the world. To enhance the romance, surround the seating area with white bleeding hearts and ferns. These shade-loving plants thrive in the cool shadows, providing a lush, green backdrop that makes your quiet moments of reading or morning coffee feel truly special. While much of gardening is about control, the Wildflower patch is about letting go. Dedicating a small corner to an untamed mix of native U.S. wildflowers allows you to embrace the chaos that makes cottage gardens feel so authentic and vibrant. This patch serves as a crucial habitat for local wildlife, offering a buffet of nectar and pollen. As poppies and cornflowers dance in the breeze, you'll find that this unmanicured area often becomes the most photographed and beloved part of the entire yard. Rustic charm is often found in the most unexpected places, such as a collection of old copper tea kettles. Using these kitchen relics as planters adds a quirky, English countryside touch to your outdoor tables or stone walls, blending the domestic with the botanical. Succulents like hens and chicks are the perfect companions for these small vessels, as they require very little soil and water to thrive. The metallic sheen of the copper, especially when it begins to develop a green verdigris, provides a stunning contrast to the fleshy geometric leaves of the plant. A patio shouldn't feel like a cold slab of stone. It should be an extension of the garden itself. By using irregular flagstones with wide gaps, you create a breathable floor that allows nature to seep through the cracks, softening the transition from your home to your flowers. Filling those gaps with Roman chamomile creates a living, fragrant carpet that releases a sweet, apple-like scent when stepped upon. This herb-infused floor is durable enough for foot traffic but soft enough to blur the lines between architecture and agriculture, finishing your cottage garden with a flourish of rustic grace. And there you have it, 20 ways to bring that rustic, cozy cottage vibe to even the smallest of spaces this spring. From upcycled ladders and vintage buckets to fragrant lavender paths and hidden fairy gardens, I hope these ideas inspired you to get your hands in the dirt and start creating. Remember, the best cottage gardens aren't perfect. They're personal and full of life. If you enjoyed these tips, please hit that like button and subscribe to join our gardening community here at Time for Gardening. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 20 ideas was your favorite? Leave a comment below and let's chat. Happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video.